Welcome to Maths with Bob. This is the 3-minute series on quadratic equations. We're looking at problem 3, basically equations convertible into quadratics. And you can see here, this one here is actually an exponential. Okay, 9 to the x minus 30 times 3 to the x plus 81 equals 0. So this is a exponential equation which we are going to convert into a quadratic equation. So let's have a look how we do that. Let's see how we do that. Okay, so the first thing is what are we going to do for the substitution? Well, I always think with these quadratic substitution ones or equations reducible to quadratics via substitutions, sometimes the substitution is actually staring you right in the face, and you can see here minus 30 times 3 to the x. So it's normally with the exponential ones, it's actually next to the middle term. It's in the middle term here. So if we let u equals 3 to the x, okay, we get now u squared minus 30u plus 81. Now, basically, how does that occur? Well, I'll just go over here. I'll just show you quickly that 9 to the x is equal to, well, 3 squared, which is 9 to the x, which is equal to, well, we swap the 2 and the x around because 2 times x is equal to x times 2. And we just get 3 to the x squared, which is u squared because u is 3 to the x. So that 9 to the x is now u squared minus 30u plus 81 equals 0. So I'm going to now just quickly check whether we can factor this. And you can see here, the discriminant, b squared minus 4ac, is actually a perfect square, which actually means that we are going to have two solutions. Okay, you know that discriminant discriminates about the number of roots or zeros of a quadratic equation. Now, yes, it's a perfect square. We have to look at the factors now of positive 81 that add up to minus 30, so they're both going to have to be negative, and you can see here it's negative 3 and negative 27. But obviously equals 0, so the solution would be u equals 3 or u equals 27. But by the substitution, u is equal to 3 to the x, therefore 3 to the x is equal to 3, or 3 to the x is equal to 27. So we now, these are index equations, so we have to equate the indexes. X is equal to 3 to the 1, so x is 1. X is equal to 3, well, 27 is 3 cubed, so x is equal to 3. Okay, and so we just equate the indexes. So the solutions are, you can see here, x is equal to 1 or 3. And if you have a quick look at the equation, the graph of the equation, you can see it's a pretty amazing graph here. And our solutions are basically 1 and 3, 1 and 3 here. Now, what actually happened here was that obviously the exponential equation was converted to a quadratic, yes, in terms of u, and we've got u solutions. So the u solutions were 3 and 27. However, we know that u is 3 to the x. So to get x back, we need to solve these index equations. So these x values are now the values which make our exponential equation equal to 0. Okay, the u values were the ones which made the if you like, the quadratic 0, but actually u was 3 to the x, so we want the x values. Okay, well, thank you for watching, and bye for now.